YouTube finally gave me access to community posts, and so for the first time, I can say that this guide is brought to you by popular demand, so sit back and enjoy my part educational, part griefing guide to Galio jungle. When determining who can and can't jungle, the two primary factors are can the champion clear camps and can the champion gank. Of course, there are other factors like 1v1 dueling or objective taking, but we can pretend like those don't exist for now. Junglers like Jarvan are acceptable because they have a pretty solid clear and really good ganks. On the flip side, a jungler like Hecarim might be a little bit lower on the ganking side and a little bit better on the farming side. You'll sometimes have extreme cases like Karthus, where your ganks are kinda dog water, but your power farming is so fast and your scaling is so good that the pick works anyway. And then, you have Galio jungle. This isn't to say Galio can't clear camps, it's just that you need practice on it before it'll really work out for you. Galio has a lot of camp clearing potential with his Q, E, and passive all being AoE attacks. As such, Galio is pretty solid at camps like Wolves, Raptors, and Krugs. However, Galio has no built-in sustain and no bonus monster damage, so taking blue, Gromp, and red can be a bit of a hassle. The easy peasy solution to this is to save those camps for when you have Smite. Even with this little handicap, it's still pretty easy to rack in 6 to 7 CS a minute on Galio jungle without ever really running into health problems. Furthermore, basically all of your camp issues will be solved once you finish Chemtank, since that item is basically a camp clearing steroid. Since you'll only be farming single target camps when your smite is up early, you'll have a lot of downtime to look for early playmaking, which is the one and only purpose Galio jungle serves. Basically, Galio's ganks are an unstoppable force that has very little counterplay. His taunt covers half the lane, and he has 2 forms of mobility in Hex Flash and his E to make sure he can get in taunt range easily. Once you're in taunt range, the enemy has no choice but to blow summoners to get out, or die. Even traditional mobility abilities aren't the greatest to escape Galio W, since he can just cancel the abilities with the taunt. With this in mind, the game plan is simple. In Champ Select, you pick a lane to be your win condition. After taking 3 or 4 camps and getting that fast level 3, you gank the lane and try to get out a summoner spell. If Flash is secured, the game plan is on. You go back and gank again. And again. And again. And again. And again. This is really how you play the pick. He has some of the best ganks in the game, so abuse it. It's not like your usefulness stops there either. You have semi-global pressure with your ultimate the same way a Galio mid would, so preventing your teammates from getting picked is always a plus you can play around. Additionally, Galio is already a fantastic team fighter, and being in the jungle doesn't change that at all. If anything, having access to one more form of CC and chilling smite makes you even stronger in teamfights. All this being said, the pick clearly isn't without flaw. While Galio's dueling isn't the worst in the world, you can often find yourselves in situations where you're down a level or 2 due to being outpaced by early camp clears. There's no way for you to hit level 4 before 315, so you'll lose every scuttle contest you take if the enemy jungler can 6 camp. Galio also doesn't have the DPS or sustain to solo out objectives other than Herald, so you'll have to rely on your teammates helping for dragon stacking. When you lock in Galio jungle, you're essentially locking in the equivalent of a Whimsicott with 4 utility moves. It can be incredibly useful in a lot of situations, and completely invisible or detrimental in others. At the end of the day though, if you're looking for a teamfighter with amazing ganks, Galio is the best you can grab. For items, I like to rush mobility boots and then go Chemtank into Force of Nature and Dead Man's Plate for the full movement speed combo. I would stay away from AP items, since you'll probably never get enough income to deal meaningful damage with it. If you manage to get enough gold to pass those items, finish off with some support items like Redemption or Knight's Vow. If the enemy team has CC threats and lots of magic damage, Mikhail's feels amazing due to the 50 magic resist you get to pick up, so keep that item in mind as well. For runes, you'll take Phase Rush, Nimbus Cloak, Celerity, and Water Walking with Hex Flash and Cosmic Insight. Alternatively, you could go Glacial Augment with Futures Market and have sorcery secondaries with Nimbus Cloak and Celerity, but I personally prefer the Phase Rush page. That's about all I have for you for Galio Jungle. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more community polls, as I'll probably be using those to dictate a fair amount of my videos in the future. I stream on Twitch sometimes and also have a Discord server, links to both will be in the description. Bye!